What is going on, everybody? Today, I'm going to be going over every single special evolution for all the new mons within Scarlet and Violet. Everything except Goldango, that is going to be in a different video because he is a little bit of a longer process. So let's get into it. So there are going to be 3 new mons that go ahead and take advantage of the Let's Go mechanic. And that is exactly how you're going to have to evolve them. You got Bramblin, which will go into Bramble-Ghast. You got Rellor. And then you have PokéNall. PokéNall is also going to be pretty much a walking evolution. That's what these are. So we're going to get started here, and Bramblin is going to be the first up. So we have thrown him out. As you can see, he is following us. And if you come here to Las Platas, you're going to just do 3 circles and then level him up. So they will need to actually gain a level after walking to go ahead and initiate that evolution. So let's go ahead and start walking. All you got to do is make sure he's following just like that. If he is if you get too far away, he will actually just despawn, and you need to just have him keep up. Normally, if you're running, not riding your Miraidon or Koraidon, you'll be just fine. So we're just going to go ahead and run 3 laps and then give him an XL candy. So we went ahead and did 3 laps with Bramblin. We're going to go ahead and give him 1 rare candy. Go ahead and give him to level 26. And as you can see, he's just going to evolve. That's all it takes. 3 laps for Bramblin. He'll turn into Bramble-Ghast, which is a grass ghost type. And he's actually very interesting because he has a Wind Rider ability. So it does make him very interesting to have put on your team. And he's a simple evolution. So all we're going to do is do the same thing with Rellor and PokéNall. So to do that, all we're going to do is move them to the front of the party so they can run with us. Go ahead, throw them out, and start our 3 laps. Now that we did our 3 laps with Rellor, we're going to do the exact same thing and just level him up with a rare candy. And just like that, he's evolving. So these new walking evolutions, I don't know if they're going to carry him forward within other games or with new mons maybe coming in like a DLC, but they're very interesting to go ahead and have. So Rellor evolves into Rapska. Rapska actually has a Revival Blessing move, as well as PokéNall, but we will be getting to him next. So, does have Revival Blessing. What that does, it's very special. It goes ahead and lets you revive a teammate that has already been knocked out. Very interesting in competitive, and very interesting if on your team, because it gets you a free revive. So, now that we have them, we're just going to put PokéNall into the lead of our party and start taking off with laps for him. So now that PokéNall has gone 3 laps, go ahead, give it a candy or some XL, whichever you need to do, and it'll just evolve. So that is the last one of the walking or the Let's Go mechanic. So all 3 of those you're going to have to just walk around with. His evolution just looks like a bigger version of him. So PokéNall turns into Palmot. And again, he actually gets that Revival Blessing move, which lets you revive a Pokemon on your team that has already fainted. So that is going to come in very handy if you are in one of those situations where one of your teammates has already fainted and you need to bring him back. So that's all the walking moves. Let's go ahead and go over the stone evolutions or the item evolutions. So Capsicid, Seatottle, and Tadbulb are going to be your standard stone evolutions. And then Charcadet is going to be your version exclusive, evolution. So we got to keep that in mind. His is going to be a little bit different, but getting into the stones, we're going to go ahead and start with Tadbulb because he is going to be one of my favorites for this game because he turns into Bellibolt. If you are far enough in the game, you can go ahead and just buy these. So he is going to be a Thunderstone. We're going to use that. Go ahead, use it on him. You can buy these at Delibird Presents over in Cascarafa. So keep that in mind. But you go ahead and use the stone on him. He'll evolve into Bellibolt, which is going to be a pure electric type. And he's honestly very interesting and very useful within the raids. But that is how you get a Bellibolt. Now we're going to go ahead and go with Capsicid. Capsicid is going to be a Firestone. He is a grass type, but you will use the Firestone on him to go ahead and get Skullvillain, who is actually going to be a grass and fire type. It's a very interesting typing that we haven't really seen much of. But he does turn into Skullvillain, which is a very interesting new mon. And I'm kind of liking him on a playthrough. And then we will go with the Ice Stone. So the Ice Stone for Seatottle is going to be the only one that you can't buy. So keep that in mind if you are going for the Glaceon or a Seatottle. The Seatottle is going to be the new one. And you are going to have to find these stones up by the Ice Gym on the Snowy Peaks. They're going to be on the ground laying around underneath trees, along the walkways. That is how you're going to get your Ice Stone. So you can go ahead and do your Ice Stone evolutions. It is going to be very interesting. And keep in mind for this game, just a little side note, you go ahead and get Crabominable the same way. They did change it. You're going to have to use an Ice Stone to go ahead and evolve them. So for your Charcadet, it is going to be a version exclusive. You're going to have Armarouge or Surledge depending on your game. And the only way to get the other one is by transferring or being able to trade with somebody that will give you the other item. Now at Zapapico, you're going to have this lady here that says fancy a trade. I am in Violet right now. So I'm collector of curiosities and a great lover of Sinistea. So what that means is you give them 10 Sinistea chips. The other one is Bronzons. So you're going to have to just knock out Bronzons. And that is how you're going to get that one. And then it'll be right here. So as you can see, you trade them in. And that is how you're going to get your armor. Now, to use your armor, you're just going to have to come to your item bag. Your other items, come on down. So this armor is from Scarlet. So I have traded with somebody to go ahead and get this armor, which is not currently in my game because I have Violet. You can only find this in Scarlet. But as you can see, if we go ahead and use this, on Charcadet, he is going to evolve. Now Charcadet is evolving into Armarouge. Armarouge, again, is going to be the Scarlet exclusive. Surledge is going to be the Violet exclusive. And they will be different armors. So keep that in mind. That is exactly how you're going to get the new Armarouge and Surledge within Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So now we're going to be going over Tandem Mouse. Tandem Mouse is a very interesting evolution. It's just level up. But if it's in the front of your party, you get an evolution like screen. And if it's not, it just evolves. So we're going to go ahead and knock some stuff out. And then you'll see if it evolves with the screen or if it doesn't. We do have a level 9 in the back and a level 31 in the front. So I'm going to go ahead, just battle some stuff and see if we can get that screen to activate, because it does have a screen if it is in the front of the party and it is battling when it levels up. So the mouse hole was at the front of the party. And now we're going to go ahead and get our evolution screen. So just like I said, if he's in the front of the party, he gets a screen of evolution. And if not, well, then he doesn't. And we happen to get the 4 mousehold family. So they can be a 3. And it just turns into a 3 family, which is rare. It's the only difference. Now, if we kept going, this 15 would actually turn into a mousehold family. You just wouldn't see the evolution. So now we're going to be going over the move level ups, which is going to be Dunsparce, Primeape, and Girafarig. Girafarig does get a new evolution along with Primeape and Dunsparce. Now Bisharp is going to be a last evolution. It's going to be a knockout evolution. It just needs to go and knock out a certain type of Pokemon. We will cover that one last. So starting with Dunsparce, at level 35, it learns the move it needs to go ahead and get its evolution. I caught this one at level 36. What you're going to need is Hyper Drill. It will know the move Hyper Drill. Go ahead. If it doesn't, you just, relearn it by remember moves. And it'll be in here. You'll go ahead, put it on. And then just simply level him up. So we're going to go ahead and give him a rare candy. It'll automatically jump him up. And there we go. Level 37. Now he's going to evolve into Dunsparce. Now the one thing about Dunsparce is he has 2 forms. He has a 3 segment and a 2 segment. So this is a 2 segment. This is the most common Dunsparce you're probably going to get. Now the 3 segment, just like a Tandem Mouse, is going to be very, very rare. And if you do get one, it's going to be very interesting. He just gets 3 segments. His sprite stays the same, but his visual outside the Pokeball is going to be different. So you're going to need to keep that in mind if you are wanting to get that rare Dunsparce, that 3 segment Dunsparce. Now going on to Primeape. Primeape does get an evolution. And as you can see, it has the move Rage Fist. So Whenever it does get this move, which is at about 35, you're gonna have to make sure it knows the move. It has 10 PP, so that means you can only use it 10 times. You're gonna need to use it 20 times, so that's a full run, and then you're gonna heal up and then use it again. So we're gonna go ahead, start knocking stuff out to go ahead and get 20 knockouts with it, so we can go ahead and evolve. Now he is a level 35. I recommend just simply not worrying about levels, coming back to the starting area, because you'll be able to knock out everything in one hit to guarantee that no matter what, you're going to get the most knockouts per run. So once you go ahead and use Rage Fist 20 times and he gets a level up, you're going to just go ahead and he'll evolve. Your Primate will evolve into Annihilate, which is going to be a fighting ghost type and brings a whole new realm for Primate's evolutionary line. He's going to be very strong. He gets Shadow Punch on level up. He's actually very, very scary in a competitive scene and very useful in the Tera Raids system. So keep that in mind whenever you go for an Annihilate. Now we will be moving on to our last evolution for moves, and that's going to be for Rigorath. So now that we got our Annihilate, now we're going to be moving on to Girafarig. Girafarig does get a new move, and it's going to be Twin Beam. So Girafarig is going to evolve simply by knowing the move Twin Beam. So you just get to level 35. Go ahead and evolve him. I went ahead, used candies. He hit level 35, and he had the chance to move Twin Beam. Now, if you are just using candies, you can go ahead and just bypass this by giving him enough candies to, 1, go ahead and get the move, and 2, knock out another level up. So Twin Beam learns at level 35. Go ahead, give it to him, and then bam, just automatic level up. So very simple. You just got to make sure it knows Twin Beam. It's just a move evolution, knowing, like just knowing the move. And as you can see, he's level 38 and he knows the move Twin Beam, which he learns at level 35. So I did go ahead and just candy him up, gave him Twin Beam. And during that candy process, he just leveled up because he had enough XP to go ahead and have the move learned and then level up with having the move in his move pool. So super easy evolution. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to King Gambit, which is the evolution of Bisharp. And this one is pretty much going to take place in Area 2. So we're going to go ahead and fly over there. And it's honestly a very simple evolution. So the way this is going to work is you're going to have your Bisharp. Now, he doesn't need to hold an item. He doesn't need to know certain moves. The only thing that really matters is that he's going to be able to knock other stuff out. So we're going to go ahead, give him some levels here. It doesn't matter what he knows, so, or what level he is, because the simple thing for this evolution is go ahead and knock out other Bisharps. So in this area, in Area 2, so this is Northern Province Area 2, also Furry Falls, otherwise known as the Bamboo Forest, which it can be a little bit laggy, but you're just going to wander around until you find a Bisharp family. Now, these are going to be family spawns. It'll be one Bisharp and a bunch of Pawniards spawning around him. So we're going to run through here, try and find the family spawn, and you're just going to have to use your Bisharp and knock out the Bisharp that is in the family spawn. You're going to do that 3 times because in the family spawn, the Bisharp is going to be holding an item. It typically spawns with an item. So we go ahead. We see this one here. That is a family spawn. That means it has 4 around it. And we just want to use our Bisharp to knock out theirs. All these Bisharps are going to be about level 52. So make sure you're a little bit higher than that. And maybe know a fighting move. Something to go ahead and just deal more damage to make it a little bit easier. But we're going to go ahead, just knock this one out. And then go find our next one. We're going to knock out 3 for the family spawns. They have to have Pawniards around them to count as a family spawn. So keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead, knock out 3, and then get our evolution. So once you go ahead and knock out the Bisharp from the family spawns, make sure they're the family spawns. They're the ones that are going to allow you to evolve. So go ahead, knock out 3, and then you just level up, and your Bisharp is going to evolve into King Gambit. He is a very slow but very strong Pokemon. So if you are doing competitive, he is going to be a very solid option for Trick Room. He is very dangerous, and honestly, even outside of Trick Room, he's still a big threat for competitive. And for Tera Raids, he is still going to be very solid. He's a very strong attacker. So that is going to be King Gambit, and how you evolve Bisharp. Make sure it is the family spawns, because those Bisharps have an item that lets you be able to knock them out and evolve. Now, the last Pokemon that we are going to be covering is Finnis. Now, he is the new Dolphin Pokemon, and he has a very interesting way to evolve. So, Finnis actually evolves into Palafin whenever it evolves at level 38 in the Union Room. So, you would actually need to be going online to evolve him. You'll join somebody's game, they will watch you evolve, you just level him up to 38, and he will evolve. And whenever he does evolve, he turns into Palafin, who's actually a very strong Pokemon. So you can actually get Palafin either A, Union Room, level up, so going online, joining somebody's Union Circle, so you're actually playing co-op, and having him level at 38, or in Tera Raids. You can actually get him from Tera Raids, and sometimes in the wild. I've not seen it, but it said that you could. I rely on level ups, so leveling him up at level 38 inside a Union Circle, so online with somebody, or a Tera Raid is also how you get this guy. And the only difference, in all honesty, is that heart. So if you do look, he doesn't have, Finnis does not have a heart on his chest, and its ability is Water Veil. So whenever it does level up into Palafin, it gains that heart, and it just turns into a 0 to hero for the ability, which is actually really strong. What that is you go in, and once you come out of battle, so you flip turn, you just come out or remove him, swap him out with somebody, he turns into the hero form, and his stats are incredibly increased. So if you're going through the story or the campaign, whatever you want to call it, you can actually do this, and he is kind of broken. And in competitive, he is also very strong as well. He's honestly one of the strongest new Pokemon within the game besides Gholdengo. But this is every single evolution that is now in the game. All the new mons, the stones, the special walking animations, and then the special move level ups. Going over each one of these, let me know in the comment section down below which one is your favorite new evolution. Mine has to be Annihilate, because I'm a huge fan of Primeape. Always have been and always will be. Annihilate is amazing addition to that line, being a ghost fighting type. But let me know if this helped you out, which one you're going to be going after, and which one is your favorite for the new evolutions. And I'll catch you guys in the next tips and tricks video.